Hey, it's Clay, and this will be the weekly review of the Power Profit Scan newsletter, which is a portion of the subscription service that I offer. I realize my voice sounds really rough. I am recovering from a cold, and I appreciate your patience with my voice. I'm going to do my best to get through it. Couple quick disclaimers before I get started. First off, am I trying to portray or proclaim that every alert, every scan that I send out to members is a money-making winner? I wish I could say yes, but that's just not the case. No one, nobody, no scan is perfect. Losses do happen, and that's very important because this is why risk management and risk control is so important. Because while losses do happen, that also means that wins happen. So when those wins do occur, you want to make sure that you have your account in the best possible location to succeed, and that is just a very critical thing to keep in mind as far as us as traders is risk management, because losses do happen. Nobody's perfect, but if you can keep your account where it should be, then because winners also happen, that can set yourself up for success. Second, we are going to go back and look at the week of 114. Why are we going so far back? That is a more than fair question. Two reasons. First, it's simply giving the chart plenty of time to play out, so now we can see exactly what has happened. And then second, it's just a matter of being fair. I mean, if you were to pay for something and then you saw it out for free, I'm sure you would think, why did I just pay for that? You'd probably feel a little ripped off, and I'd say you'd be justified. So it's just a matter of giving the chart enough time and then a matter of being fair. So let's get to it. Before I go any further with this first one, a couple quick questions. First question is, okay, when are all these sent out? These scans are sent out every weekend, both to your email, or you can access them through the site. And what you actually just saw was behind the scenes on the site, where you can just go directly to get them. So they're sent out every weekend, and that gives you plenty of time to kind of put together your trade plan and just think about it. So it's nothing like you get them and then you have 2 seconds to think. You have plenty of time to think things through. And then as far as another popular question, what price range do you cover? Anything and everything. Price range is very far down the list of priorities. For me, it's all about what do I think gives the best possible probabilities for success. And price, yeah, I look at it, but I mean, as you'll see here, the prices are going to be all over the place. So for this one, for example, we're looking at a stock that is trading for below $1 right now at 61 cents. So as far as this alert was concerned, ticker symbol CFRX, and just kind of question, was there some sort of bounce occurring? Price got absolutely hammered back down, and then we had some interesting volume action going on. So let's see how this one played out. So again, here's what the chart looked like over the weekend, and then the next candle you see will be from the opening day from the next week. So looking for the bounce. Got somewhat of a bounce right there, and then you can see the price rolled totally back over. And then that move right there, even though it did bounce back, I would assume that took out most people. And you can see that the price still ultimately does just drift downwards. There we go. And just give an idea, if somebody was undisciplined and didn't sell, then I mean you just got your stuck, and I mean you're just money sitting around. And that's important because as we go through other alerts from the same week, you just leaving your money sitting there. There's a time value of money, an opportunity cost. An opportunity at what? Well, an opportunity to make that money back, assuming you keep the risk and loss small and controlled. That is a cost too. You're losing the opportunity to do that, which in many cases is a much higher cost than sitting and waiting, even just to sell to break even. So let's move on. But yeah, CFRX, as far as an alert, as you saw, there was no bounce. Next alert to talk about, ticker symbol NEO, and just a volume alert. As I pointed out down here, absolutely huge volume. Price barely moved. So it's kind of let's keep an eye on this one. So let's see how this one played out. Again, here's the chart going into the weekend. So the next candle you'll see will be from that Monday. So you can see there are plenty of opportunity for people to get in if they wanted to. And I'm going to kind of speed things up because as you'll see, it wasn't anything quick necessarily, but it was a very methodical type move. And you can see that actually so far up just shy of 25% and sitting at its peak right now. So, I mean, who knows? This one doesn't necessarily look like it's over. But as of right now, a profit window of 25%. I say window because let's say you maybe messed up half the trade. Well, you still made 12.5%. And when you stop and think about it, where else can you make 12.5% on your money? I mean, you're welcome to go into your local bank and say, hey, I want 12.5% in the next month. or the next 2 months. They will look at you and say, well, we have bank CDs that will give you 3% for the next 5 years. But sir, but ma'am, we have nothing that are going to give you 12.5% in 2 months. So, I mean, let's keep things in perspective here. A very nice move. And like I said, technically, this one doesn't even look like it might not be over yet. The next one here, ticker symbol SAEX, and a pullback play. As I said right now, it closed way up here. And it was just a matter of, that it would be chasing at that point, and chasing, if you're not aware, that's not a good habit. That's not something that you want to start to do. I'm not saying it can't work. It will probably work from time to time, or maybe a couple of times in a row. But the one time it doesn't, it's just not a good habit that you want to be doing, and it's a very risky thing to do. So that's why I said, it would be chasing at this point. You don't want to do that. But if it can pull back, that's a different scenario. So let's see how this one played out. So there was Monday. You can see there was indeed quite a bit of a pullback. I mean, think about it. There are some people that bought all the way up there and have it drop all the way. That's not what you want to be doing. There was the pullback there to get people filled right around that area. Again, sat right down around there to give people opportunity again, and then made a nice little bounce right there. And I know that doesn't look like a lot from necessarily a space perspective, but when you consider the price range here of this being, down below $10, you can see that was indeed a move of 44.2%. And I kind of lost track of things, but the last chart we just talked about was, something up right around $20. So again, what price do you cover? We cover everything across the board. We started off on a penny stock. Then we just talked about something up around $15, $20. Now we're talking about a $5 stock. So a good variety here. But yeah, as you can see, they're very quick. I mean, this one occurred in just a couple of days. But again, let's just say you screwed up half the trade. So you only made 22.5%. Okay, where else in the market, where else in the world can you make 22% on your money in the matter of literally just a couple of days? Pretty crazy. But actually, if you would have held for whatever reason, you can see that it came back down here, or in all actuality, and I am totally, this is a little bit of hindsight trading here, but right there was another big move, actually a bigger move than the first one. So the power of charts. That green line here, was it exact? Was it perfect? No, but that's not how charts work. But you can see that it did actually give yet another opportunity to get some shares before another big spike to the upside. So great example of just not only an alert that was sent out, but just how charts work as a general tool, as far as what us as traders should be using. And as a friendly reminder, keep in mind the underlying theme here. That first one was a loser, and you could have sat and waited and waited and waited. But think about that. As you sat and waited and waited and waited, these are all the other alerts in the exact same newsletter sent to you that you could now be missing out on, hence opportunity cost. You would have missed out on the opportunity for the last two, which you can see have been very good trades that could have very easily wiped away that loss, because it's not like that loss was just some sort of nasty catastrophic move. It moved against us, yes, but in a way that would have been still a very minimal loss, assuming you were disciplined. So just keep that in mind. These are all the things you would have missed out on had you just sat there and sat there and sat there. So remember, there's always that opportunity cost. Now for this one, PYX, and the question just, is there a breakout coming? Pretty straightforward here. $16-ish was that key breakout point. So let's see if the price could ever break through there. So this one certainly took some patience, as you'll see. Price broke back down, but it's always one where you can always just throw it on the watch list, keep it maybe on the back burner, and just kind of keep an eye on it, because something like a day like that is going to bring your attention back. I mean, big volume, a big surge. So that's going to bring PYX. Okay, that looks familiar because it's on my watch list. But why was it on my watch list? You pulled up. Oh, yeah, all right. Because we were supposed to be watching the break of 16. Hey, look, it's close to a break of 16. Okay, this one from kind of an older newsletter. Let me move it up the watch list. Someone keep a closer eye on it. So let's see how that played out. And there was the breakout. Not the cleanest of breakouts, but still, it's not like it made a move where it broke out here and then just dropped it straight down or anything nasty like that. I mean, it was a pretty volatile day, but not the cleanest of breakouts, but still nothing crazy. And you can see it just started to chip and work its way higher and higher, and then that got that day right there. And you can see that move there, good for 72%. So started off at 16, now up there above 25. So a great breakout trade there. It took a little bit of patience from just a watch list perspective, keeping an eye on it, but it was nice enough to give everybody a heads up. Again, That one right there, big volume, big price action, and still didn't cross above 16. So a friendly move. Sometimes something moves so fast that you totally lose track of it, and then it totally is gone before you even realize what's going on. But this gave kind of a warning that, hey, we're about to break out. And you can see, like I said, up over 70%. Again, let's say you screwed up half the trade. You're still looking at 35%. Not too bad. The final one, so we've actually gone through all 5 alerts that were sent out, because I send out 5 every week, and then there's some other portions of the newsletter, some plays that are called trampoline, and then some trampoline trades, and then shorting trades, and I've talked about those in past videos if you're interested. But for this one, we've literally now looked at all 5 that I sent out, and we're finishing at WFT in the technical pattern perspective, and just throwing out there, as you can read it right there, hey, is this some sort of consolidation before the next leg up? And once more from the, hey, what price do you cover? Now keep in mind we are back below $1 talking about a penny stock. So let's see how this played out. So there is the pattern going into the new week. And you can see right there, rejected. So pulled back. So again, anything quick, not necessarily, but you would have just kept it on the watch list. Right there, got it right up around there. Pulled back a little bit, but you can see just struggling with that. With the pattern here, but again, nothing crazy. It's not like the price hit there. So I mean, technically, if you had bought up around there, it's not like you bought and then the price flushed down here and then went back up. No, nothing crazy like that. None of those, cheap shots, as you would call them. I mean, just a pretty methodical move in terms of just kind of going sideways. And then right there, finally broke above it and closed. Did a little bit more consolidating. Another big move right there. And that move was good for 76.8% on the move. Again, space-wise, yeah, I realize it doesn't look like that much from a distance perspective, but keep in mind the price range, and when you're talking about penny stocks, those percentages do add up very, very big. So on the week, 1 loser, 4 winners, and like I said, that loss could have been very, very controlled. It was nothing crazy. And then the 4 wins, pretty big percentages. So the point here being, just be disciplined. Honor those losses. Honor those rules of your strategy that are going to keep the losses small. Because as far as this sample size of 5 different alerts, when you're at an 80% win rate in terms of what actually went up, wiping away that loss is very, very manageable. Finally, as I wrap things up, if you are interested in joining, here are some more details that come with the subscription service. This is what we just talked about and I showed you. But the other big attribute that a lot of people use and talk about is the live trading chat room. So you can trade right alongside me and other really quality traders on a day-to-day basis. I am active in the room. I give out all sorts of watch lists and alerts and stuff like that during the day, each and every day. So, that's another big part. And then you have these other things. Another thing is the mobile app. So none of this is requiring you to stay chained to your computer. You can stay in touch with everything no matter where you are. So there is that mobile app at no additional cost. So if you are interested, just claytrader.com/inner circle, or just go to claytrader.com and find the inner circle portion. As far as the price, you probably pick that up based on the title of this one, but $99, not per month, not per quarter, per year. If you do the math even further, it's literally $8.25 per month, or if you break down that math even more, $1.90 per week. So no excuses. It's definitely a more than fair price, and as I say all the time, over the time span of 12 months, I'm more than confident you're going to get at least $99 worth of value. I realize I'm not setting the bar very high, but I just want a fair price to keep away the trolls, to keep away the pumpers, and that way we can have a good, productive, and efficient environment, and that's what we do have. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If not, come on, let's go. Sign up. No excuses. It's literally only $99.